2, 3.
Okay, student. Again, we have another short topic here. This is very important for your examination point of view. Let's have a look at this. The topic is domain, codomain, and range of a function. So we will have a understand of these all three terms here. So first of all, I will before discussing these all three, let have a small discussion for this real function. Actually, we have already studied the function, but what is real function? So in 12th class or 11th class, we will only, if we are studying real function, so we must know about this, what is real function. So actually, before real function, there is a term, real valued function. So real valued function means if the domain, if the range of any function is a subset of real number or real number itself, then function is called real valued function. And after that, real function, if any function have its domain and its range, both are real numbers or subset of real number, in that condition, that function is called real function. I repeat this again. If domain and range of any function is real number or subset of real number, in that condition, that function is called real function. Now, one by one, we will discuss domain, codomain, and range of any real function. So, let's have a look here. First of all, we must be familiar with this term, image of an element. You better note that I already told you here with a diagram. Suppose there are two sets x and y, and there are two elements xy of y and 1, 2 of x. It means suppose element of x, 1 is associated with x and 2 is associated with y. So it means the unique element y belongs to y is called the image of the element of x belongs to x under the function f from x to y. It means this is x, this is y, this is a function, and this function is associating the element of x with element of y. So here you can say that x is the image of 1 and y is the image of 2. It means all element having some unique value in y, those unique value of y's are called images of the element of x. Now come to the domain of the function. The set of all possible real numbers x for which fx is a real number. This is very important point here. Many times student fails to understand this thing. Whenever we are going to find out the domain of any function, we must have this point in our mind. What is that? For domain of any function, the value of the function, that is fx, that must be a real number. We have already discussed this in 11th class also. Maybe some of you are familiar with this. Maybe some of you are memorizing this or not. I don't know. But today we will have again the discussion over this. So, to find the domain of any function, we must be know that fx must be a real number. So, by an example, later we will discuss this. So, you can say in Rorschach form, you can define any function. This may be represented by df. df means domain of any function is equal to set of all x which are belonging to real number, or you can say the function f. It means set of all element of x belonging to x such that fx is also a real number. So fx must be a real number, and here you can say that fx is the value of the function at x. Similarly, range of function, same function, if you are finding the range of that function. So let's have a definition, look at the definition of the function. The set of images fx for all x belongs to domain of the function is called range of the function, and in Rorschach form you can write this as range of the function is equal to set of all f images of x such that for all x belongs to domain of the function. Here from the figure you can understand here, x is the image of 1, y is the image of 2, and according to the definition of range of function, the set of all f images of element of x are called range of the function. It means here the image of 1 is x and the image of 2 is y. So according to this definition, the set of images of element of x is called range of the function. It means for this diagram, these two set, this for this function, range of this function will be the set of x and y, because x and y are the images of the element of x, which are 1 and 2. Now come to some notation key point here. One more thing is there, that is codomain. Actually, you can be confused here that range is the set of all f images of the function, but range is always a proper set or may be equal or not equal to codomain of any function. It means range of any function may be equal to codomain or may be less than codomain. It means here you can say that x and y and set of x and y is called codomain. Here this y, set y is codomain, and range is also set of x and y. So here you can say that range of this function is equal to codomain of this function. But if I put here somewhere, if I put here z, so you can say that range for this function is xy, but codomain of this function is whole set y. That is codomain of this function, codomain CF is equal to x, y, z. Then you can you can differentiate these both two. A little difference is there. Here for this figure, the range of the function is set of x, y, but the codomain of this function is set x, y, z. So you can say that range of any function is less than or equal to codomain of the function. Now some key points are there you have to remember in your mind while solving the questions or sums. If a and b are real numbers such that a less than b, then we have 4 properties here. We have already discussed these in 11th class. I think you are memorizing these all. So here, if real number a is less than b, then we have some property we have to keep in our mind. First property is there, x minus a into x minus b is less than 0. It means if this is given to us, then we have some results here. For this condition, x is greater than a, but x is less than b. You can understand this by another notation here. Means same in interval form, x belongs to small open interval ab. Similarly here, x minus a into x minus b less than or equal to 0. If this condition is given to you after factorizing the inequality, then you can go for this result. X is greater than or equal to a but less than or equal to b. You can write this in interval form. Since here is equality sign in both places, so you can write x belongs to closed interval ab. It means the value of x will vary within this interval including a and b if this condition is given, if less than or equal to is given there. Then similar way, third property is also given there. If x minus a into x minus b is greater 0, here was less than 0 and here is greater 0. You have to keep in your mind these two. Little difference is there in inequality. Here is less than sign, here is greater than sign. If this condition is given, then this will happen if and only if either x is less than a, x will less than this small quantity, and x will also greater or x will greater than b. In interval form, you can write this as x belongs to minus infinity to a union b to infinity. In similar way, in place of greater sign, if we have greater than or equal to, then this will happen if either x is less than a or less than or equal to a or x is greater or equal to b. So again we can write this in interval form. X belongs to minus infinity to a union, this is a semi-closed interval, you must know this. X belongs to, this is open interval. X belongs to minus infinity to semi-closed interval a union semi-closed interval b comma infinity. These 4 rules you have to keep in your mind. We have already discussed this in 11th class. So after this we will take some example of domain and range, how to find domain of a function, how to find range of a function, and how to check what is the difference between codomain and range. So I will take an example in front of you. Okay.